Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. It's a Latin phrase translating to by teaching we learn, and this design is set up to be about a 1" by 3" design for a forearm tattoo. So a relatively long and skinny for these two words design. So to kind of make them fit that layout, I added an extra circle over here for our start marker, and I put a big old period at the end here. Plus I had these line modifiers coming out of the second word, kind of filling in the space between the two words to get a nice small, big, medium, big, small kind of design, which I think has a nice flow and overall balance to it. And let's go ahead and get to reading this design. So here I have the letters in regular script, and then we have it unraveled. So this here is a D-O together. Vowels are these little guys, and they can either be by themselves, like this E by itself, or they can be together, like this is a D-I and this is a D-O. And that is optional, that's a choice you can make. And in this script, there's lots of artistic freedom, and that's why even though there's sometimes the same letter, like this is the letter C here, and this is the letter C here, and this is the letter C, and this is the letter C, anytime it's a combination of a full circle inside our word circle, so you see the grid above me, that second row, and in that second row, there are different columns, and the C is in the column with 4 dots. So as long as there's the floating circle with 4 dots, it's a letter C. So that's why this C looks different than this C, is because I just put the dots in a different spot. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And similarly, the letter D here has its 3 dots there, and this letter D has its 3 dots there. So let's go ahead and read it. You read the script starting at the bottom, and you go counterclockwise, like a time traveler going back in time. And this little mark here denotes where the bottom of our word circle is, which is at the bottom here of this circle. And it tells you which direction counterclockwise is by having like a little eyeball looking in that way. So let's go ahead and look at our first letter, which is this horseshoe shape, which is good because a D is a horseshoe shape, and it has 1, 2, 3 dots all closest to it, and those 3 dots make it the letter D, and then this little vowel on the line of our letter stem is an O, so that's a D-O together. And our next letter here is our letter C. And a C has 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. And in this font, you can't put the letter C with a letter E attached to it. Here's an LE for comparison. An L only has 3 dots, but because on the C it sticks the 4th dot inside the middle of it, there's no room to put the vowel. But an E is centered inside of our consonant when it's attached. So here's a C with the 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, with an E centered right inside it. So let me go ahead and change this to a C. And then an N. So we already talked about our E, which is when it's by itself centered on a word circle line, like this U and this I, just without a line modifier. And we're going on to our letter N now. And an N is a full circle inside our word circle, so second row, same as the letter C, except it has 1 line modifier, so this line ends on it right here. And then another D-O, so horseshoe with 3 dots with an O attached to it. So that's our first word here. And our next word, this thicker circle here, is our word circle, and a D, again, is a horseshoe shape with 1, 2, 3 dots. We can tell which of these dots go where, even though it's split up, so like there's 1 dot, and then 4 dots, and then 2 dots, but because these dots have to count on a consonant, we have to look at which consonant they're closer to. So this small dot is closer to this D, this big dot's closer to this D, this big dot's closer to that C, that big little dot's closer to this C. So this small and big are all closest to this C, and this small, small, and big are closest to this horseshoe shape. So we have our horseshoe with 3 dots for a D, and an I has a line going inwards towards the middle of our word circle. And then an S is a shallow divot, like somebody took a bite out of a cookie, with 3 lines on it, 1, 2, 3. And I just curved these lines up around and interacted them with our little period here. And a C, again, we talked about, has 4 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an I, even though this line is going up, what matters is going in or out. An I has a line going inwards towards the center of our word circle, which there is no true center of this because this is a line, but because this divot is like a divot inwards. This divot goes in, this line goes in, this line goes in, and that's why these two I's can connect up to each other, because they're both going inwards. And an M has 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it. It's okay that these lines curve. So 1 line here for this arc, another line here for this big ol' almost complete circle, and another line here for this arc. So that's the 3 lines on the M. And then a U has a line radiating outwards, away from our word circle. Whew, thank God. And then we have 3 lines on this S. And even though it looks like 2 lines end here, because the lines connect before ending, there's only one actual ending point for these lines. So that's just 1 here. Plus there's these 2 arcs here. And if you were to try to read these as 2 separate lines, one ending here and one like ending here or something, those 3 lines, well, then it would be 4 lines, and there's no 4-line letters, so that's not an option. But anyway, 1, 2, 3 lines on the end on this S, making it the last letter with 3 lines. 1, 2, 3. And that's again because this one and this one don't connect in like 2 different spots. They merge before connecting, so there's only 1 line actually ending on this S from that second like set of lines. But yeah. So yeah, and then a period is a full circle that's empty in the middle on our sentence circle, which in this design, technically our sentence circles are these 3 circles that I have marked red, well, and this. And these are line modifiers from the S, but because this has 6 lines ending on it, it couldn't be any other letter, and it's not a word because it has, you know, no letters on it. So the next logical thing is it's a period. So that's why this is a period. And I wanted to put it out here to, again, kind of balance the design in that 1 inch by 3 inch size. So yeah, that's that design. I hope you like it. Thanks. Bye.